Can we talk about something that's been on my mind? I've been thinking about vibration and the idea that we live in a multiverse made up of vibration.
Come have tea in the rose garden with me.
I think the way we vibrate is what ultimately determines what experience of this multiverse we are having. So let's just pretend that there are infinite possibilities in the quantum field, right? Like quantum reality. There are infinite timelines. There are infinite parallel dimensions. There are infinite outcomes of your soul, your life, who you could be. So if everything is a vibration, and we live in a multiverse quantum field of a reality, then think about the significance of our vibrational fields. It is our vibration that is aligning us with the different infinite timelines at all times. So when I'm walking around and I'm feeling sad and heavy and dense and upset and negative, that vibrational energy is attracting me to lifelines, to timelines that ultimately reinforce that vibration. So I would be met with more negativity, with more reasons to complain. It literally, the vibration feeds upon itself. On the other hand, if I'm walking around with high vibrations, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling grateful, I'm feeling in touch with nature, in touch with myself, I am aligning with vibrational timelines in which I am being fed more of that good feeling. I know the human experience is much more full spectrum than just either a bad vibration or a good vibration, a dense vibration or a light vibration. But when you start to think about the infinite possibilities of the multiverse, you realize that your vibrational field actually is like the most important factor in determining what kind of life you're going to experience in this multiverse. So the universe will match your vibrational frequency. If you are dense, and you perpetually stay in this dense field, you will continuously attract dense field lifelines, timelines, realities, and it'll keep feeding that story. It'll keep feeding that vibration. Whereas if you learn how to shift your vibration, if you learn how to let those dense emotions move through you and not define you, walking around in this reality, choosing to be positive, choosing to be grateful, choosing to let the heavy, dense emotions like move through you and channel into something, and you stay connected to a certain levity, that is a choice and it's difficult. But are if you honor that vibrational field, it will become stronger within yourself, and then your vibrational field will start to attract and align with timelines and lifelines and possibilities in this multiverse that reflect more of that good feeling back to you. This is quite literally the law of attraction. Okay, I'm like the zillionth person to talk about it. At this point it's common knowledge, but what I've been thinking about is like, what if we could all view ourselves as these like energetic what am I saying? Okay, it's easier if I just speak in first person because this is how I've been navigating reality lately. I notice that the more I feel dense and heavy and sad and I choose to stay stuck in it instead of letting it move through my body, I choose to stay in that resonance. I end up attracting more situations and more external scenarios that are reflected back to me in which that heavy, dense vibration strengthens and continues. Whereas if I feel all the heavy feels, which I do because I'm an emotional being, I let it move through my body, right? I process it, I reflect it, but I do not let it become me. And so I can then eventually retune my vibrational vortex, my vibrational field back into the gratitude and the love and the reflection of abundance that the universe then provides for me because I'm more in that vibrational field rather than staying in this vibrational field all the time. And it's like you almost go deeper and deeper and deeper. The shadow self is quicksand if you do not treat it like a teacher. Okay, the shadow self will suck you the fuck in, and then you get lower and lower on your timelines and your lifelines in those realities that are not what you want. And you don't understand, why am I attracting this? Why am I attracting this? I don't. But vibrationally, that is what you are signaling to the field. That is the resonance you are calling forth. So you stay stuck there. Trust me, I know. When you are stuck in that place, it feels all encompassing. As I spill my tea everywhere. When I go through depression, when I go through overwhelming anxiety, it feels like a cave that I cannot crawl out of. But what I am learning as I start to view myself as this energetic Merkaba being, I'm not just this 3D body, I'm my vibrational field coming out of me, right? That vibrational field is going to be what determines what direction I go in, what lifeline I am aligning with, what timeline I am aligning with. It's all based on our energetic resonance. It's not rocket science. It's so simple yet so difficult. Like, it's so simple to grasp this idea that we are all vibrational fields. The more that we can be of love and light in our vibrations and abundance and joy, the more that that's reflected back to us, the more that we get sucked into these lower vibrational resonances, the more that we get trapped there. But it's one thing to talk about and it's another thing to live through. And my goodness, these times that we are in on planet Earth right now test me every single day. Okay? It's like, here I am thinking about, oh, it's so simple to be a vibrational field and to only bring love and to only bring light and to know that Gaia is good and God is good and Goddess is good and everything is always working out for me. But then when my depression hits, it's like there is no seeing the light. There is no way out. And so I know that feeling. It's not as easy as like, hey, you guys, just stay on the bright side. Yeah. No, it's like, it's a challenge every single day. It's a challenge every single moment to choose a vibrational field that makes you feel good, a vibrational field that is charged with resonance and abundance and vitality and connection. This vibrational field, maintaining that is a choice and it takes commitment. It is way easier to be upset. It is way easier to look at the glass half empty and to think that the world is out to get you. It is a lot easier to feel that way because those dense, heavy emotions are custom to this three-dimensional realm. But when you realize that this three-dimensional realm is not the only realm and that there are infinite timelines, there are infinite realities, you can start to conceptualize that you are a vortex. We are all energetic vortexes. So the zillion-dollar question is like, when we are in those heavy, dense emotions, when we are in those heavy, dense vibrations, how do we shift gears so that we maintain alignment with better timelines, with higher vibrational realities? You know, how do we make sure we don't get stuck in this like never ending degradation when you're in that heavy vibration? What I'm learning is that we have to stop and ask ourselves, is this serving as my teacher or is this serving as my downfall? You know, and when we can view these emotions and have this teacher student relationship with these emotions and learn from them and evolve from them and grow from them, that is when we are shifting the vibrations. We are alchemically shifting the vibrations. Think about yourself as a vibrational alchemist. Every single moment of this multiverse reality, you choose how you are going to alchemize the vibrations around you and within you to stay connected to these infinite timelines of abundance and light and love and everything working out for you, best case scenario. The first way to shift yourself out of those heavy vibrational realms is to recognize that those heavy vibrations are your teachers. They're my teachers. And so I can learn from these heavy vibrations and I can process and evolve and level up in my alchemization of my own energy. The downfall is when we stop viewing these shadows as our teachers and we just let them control us and we let them suck us into that vortex. That's when you get caught in like the worst case, worst case, worst case, worst case, worst case. Everything is working against you. You feel like the victim. it is, you start getting trapped in those dimensions when you stop viewing those emotions and those vibrations as teachers. Like for me, when I'm in those vibrational realms, I treat them as teachers. What are they trying to show me? What is making me so heavy, so dense? And when that doesn't work, when I don't want to see the teaching, when I choose to stay in my pain body, I find physically getting out as much as possible also helps. Like if you don't even want to go the energetic spiritual route, like get that energy, those low vibrations out in some way, whether it's screaming or connecting to the earth or creation, not letting it stay stuck in you is very important. And my friend Amber is a grief doula, and she talks about having grief move through you. And that's really how you have to move these vibrational realms through you so that you don't get caught in that area of the infinite multiverse. Let's visualize this. So this is the quantum field and everything is an energetic grid. And we are these infinite little points on the grid, and we are following the vibrational fields that are in resonance with the vibrations we are giving off. There is infinite possibility. At any time, you can vibrationally realign with different timelines. It's not an overnight thing. It's not a sudden thing. Alchemizing your vibrational field takes patience and practice and mindfulness, but you can slowly move your way up the energetic field into realities in this multiverse that are more suited to what you want for yourself. And here's the trippy thing for me is like you can get vibrationally up here, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be here forever because life happens. This 3D world happens. And so sometimes you're up here vibrating high, and then energetically you get pulled down into these dense realms. In this human experience, I have learned it's a constant dance between the two. And the key is to kind of, be in the middle, play the middle path, where you are experiencing the full duality of this three-dimensional realm, but you are also remembering that there's infinite potential, and that is completely guided by the vibrational field that you are emitting. Your vibrational blueprint, your cosmic codes, your aura, your energy. That is what is aligning you with the realities of your life in every moment. You can shift because there are infinite possibilities, but you can't be like low vibrational, everything sucks, and then immediately jump to like your perfect life. Vibrationally, that is like a quantum shift that these human vessels haven't achieved yet, but you can vibrationally shift in phases to get to that. The key is like, again, using your dense vibrations as teachers, not letting them control you, letting it move through your body, letting it move through your field, releasing it, forgiving it, loving it. When you think about yourself as a vibration, as an energy, it's not even like the three-dimensional like details that define you. It's what is radiating from your heart. I'm a true believer that our vibration, our energy comes from our heart, like our heart grid systems, right? Which is like our heart aligned with our mind, aligned with our soul, aligned with our spirit. That's another tea time topic. But if you think about your energy as a vibration coming from your heart, that is ultimately the key to the quickest form of up-leveling your reality, I think. If your heart is in joy, if your heart is in ease, if your heart is radiating a vibration and a magnitude that is beyond what the external world could ever provide for you, like if you really tap into the charge of your heart, that is what up levels you the quickest. I believe. At least that's what I experience in my own reality. Like when my heart is fully radiating, when I feel charged, when I feel alive, when I feel activated, when I feel passionate, when I feel empathy, when I feel connectedness, that is when I notice that the external reality reflects more of that to me. And then when I am stubborn and I am ungrateful and I am negative, like I definitely notice that too, you know? Oh, and it's so easy to get caught there. It's so easy to get caught. Then I think about things like karma and like there's so many layers to the multiverse. Ooh, another way of looking at it is like you do have infinite versions of yourself, right? So there are versions of yourself that are living certain realities that you in your heart believe that you were meant to experience. You can vibrationally align with that version of yourself by grounding it into this reality as like a real version, like, oh yeah, alternate dimensions, that's sci-fi. Or what if you just play pretend and you truly wholeheartedly believed that you have the vibrational potential to align with any area of the quantum field that you vibrationally choose to align with? And there are other versions of you that are high vibrational, living high vibrational timelines, and there are other versions of you that are living low vibrational timelines. And ultimately, through your vibrational expression in this reality right now, you determine like you are the creator of your reality. There are infinite realities playing out. You vibrationally get to decide which ones you are aligning with. It is that simple, and yet it is so complicated. And it's so easy to talk about and so much more challenging to embody. I don't know, just feeling like we all need some more tea time in the rose garden to explore these concepts, because this human reality is a trip, and being on earth right now is a trip. And there's so much attraction to feeling low vibrational, like we're being fed it in everything around us in this three-dimensional external world. And it's becoming more challenging to choose the happiness and to choose the joy and to choose the bright side. That's why you have to call upon the vibrational force of your heart and have the vibrational force of your heart be the way that you are guided. It's okay not to know. And furthermore, when it comes to vibration, I think it's important to recognize that the mind is very important when it comes to manifestation and aligning with the timelines that you desire. However, it's the heart that's giving the vibration, and it's the vibration that's leading you to attract with those different resonances, right? So honor the mind, create a partnership between the mind and the heart to make sure that they are in congruence. But remember that it is ultimately the heart that is creating your energetic field, that is aligning you with the different timelines. So don't get too mental about it. Don't get too mental about the logic of how you're going to get there, what it's going to take, what blah, 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 blah. Those are three-dimensional steps I've learned that are important, but should not become the bulk of your focus, because the most important vibration is the one of the heart. So as long as you are aligning with the heart, as long as you are feeling that charge and that activation, and you are staying true to like the true force of your blueprints and your cosmic codes, then you're much more likely to align with like these incredible possibility and infinite potential realms. Follow the charge of your heart over the logic of your mental, and let the multiverse surprise you. You don't always need to know the how or the what or the where, as long as you know the vibrational feeling of the reality you want to be living in. Like, I want to always have tea in my rose garden, and this feeling makes my heart so happy. And so I follow that feeling in everything that I create in this realm and how I operate. And if something is making me feel icky and low vibration, again, I view it as a teacher. I let it move through my body, but I remember that my energetic field is what is guiding my resonance to the infinite quantum field of possibility. And if I want to live and align with timelines that have abundance and joy and love and connection, that is quite literally the vibration that I must anchor into my heart and radiate outward. Whatever we radiate from our heart is reflected back to us by this external illusion. So yeah, I guess like aliens being human, the more that we can support each other in letting these dense vibrations through us, so that we can continue aligning through the activation and the vibration of our hearts. I don't even know if this is making sense, but what I do know is that ever since I started viewing my energetic field as the conductor of where I'm going in my multiverse timelines, I'm so much more eager to alchemize my energy and transmute and work through to stay aligned with the vibration of joy and love and light, and not let the vibration of hate and anger and resentment and jealousy and sadness take over. We can be anywhere on the energetic field that we want. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you ever think about this stuff. I love you, Star Fam. Until next tea time.